indeed. So we are set for the opening tip. And we're underway as the Wolfpack takes it here at Chapel Hill. Joe Lunardi right now has North Carolina as number 2 seed in the upcoming NCAA tournament. Slamming on the brakes, leaving a well short DJ Horne, the top scorer for the Wolfpack, at 18 points a game. So a rough start, but he can get rolling. He had 31 against Wake Forest, 32 against Syracuse.
He's an elite three-point shooter as well, OB, so he's a guy that you have to keep an eye on. Elliot Cadeau getting that assignment early, but you see NC State picking up 94 feet. After North Carolina did not finish that game well against Miami, they can expect a lot of pressure here today.
Remember, one important thing, they won that game. They weren't happy with the way it played out at the end, except for the W. Bacot with a touch, turns and fires, and he airmailed it. So a rocky start for both sides. As we give you a look at the starting lineup for NC State, DJ Horne, DJ Burns, and Casey Morsell combined for 42 points a game. And right on cue, there's Burns for the bucket. But the Wolfpack can really scuffle the score at times.
But OB, DJ Burns did not score against Florida State last time out, already off to a better start.
North Carolina, starting lineup brought to you by eBay. RJ Davis, incredible against Miami, 42 points on Monday. But when Carolina won the first meeting against NC State, it was Harrison Ingram who led them. He had 19 rebounds in that contest. Kevin Keatts, head coach, 7th year for NC State.
Kevin Keatts he's confident in his team's ability to be able to come in here and get a win. One, he understands the rivalry between these two.
Davis' first shot of the day won't drop for him.
And he also understands the importance that his veteran team knows about coming into this building and how important this game is for them for the NCAA tournament chances.
RJ Davis had 7 threes, 7 twos, and 7 foul shots on one day. Rolling the sevens. Cadeau off for Ingram. Ingram trying to get a little bit closer to the bucket. And he'll draw the foul and be headed to the line, the 6'7" junior. Kevin Keatts beating rivals Duke and North Carolina last season. A big reason that they went to the NCAA tournament. Now they've got him in back-to-back games. And up against Hubert Davis. He and Bill Guthridge, the only Carolina coaches to win 20 or more each of their first 3 seasons. Michael O'Connell with his first foul. Ingram at the line. He was a giant in game 1. We were watching him out here at about 10 o'clock this morning, all by himself, shooting 3s, shooting 2s. Tied up 2-2. Horne, 43% beyond that three-point line. Here's O'Connell. Morsell on the move.
Casey Morsell attacking the basket, similar to what he did Tuesday against Florida State, where he scored an ACC high 19 points.
Ingram, that early shooting paying off as he drills a long one. He has 5 quick points.
Harrison Ingram off to a great start early. Hasn't had big offensive games the last 2 times out, but he's focused and locked in on the task here this afternoon.
Morsell again on the spin, airborne. Boy, that's a pretty shot.
But once again, Casey Morsell playing with a lot of confidence. Kevin Keatts told us we need him to be better, and he has been that the last 2 games. A win over Boston College and then the loss against Florida State.
Bacot going for the slam. He'll draw the foul off the give and go with RJ Davis.
RJ Davis is a young man who, of course, would love to get another 3 up. However, even though he creates some space, he does not take the shot to get a better shot for his teammate, recognizing that there's going to be a mismatch on the other side where Harrison Ingram was able to catch the basketball in the post and get to the free throw line.
A lot of discussion today with North Carolina head coach Hubert Davis about how RJ Davis has matured. Bacot too, 2 guys who have hung around. They've garnered a lot of really good coaching over the years. they've gotten better and better every single year.
But he also said that's what college is supposed to be about. He looked at me and said, hey, this is how we did it. You come in as a freshman, and you learn and you get better as each and every year goes along. And now all of a sudden here you are in year 4 for RJ Davis. You're an ACC Player of the Year. I shouldn't even call it a candidate at this point. It's a shoe-in. He is the ACC Player of the Year.
Oh, nice job there for the big guy, DJ Burns, to wriggle free and go to the other side of the iron. 4 points for him. Kevin Keats up by 1.
Kevin Keats likes the matchup with DJ Burns against Armando Bacot.
Ingram slams it in. Cadeau found him. It was a wide open lane, and he knew exactly what to do with it. That brings the big crowd to life here on a Saturday. Horne will launch. Got it. A three-pointer.
And OB, DJ Horne can make tough shots. That's the difficult thing because you can play really good defense on him and he can still go get a bucket. For example, quarterback Ryan on that possession had a good hand up. It wasn't enough to stop Horne from knocking down the 3 ball.
DJ is 6'2" grad, played 2 years at Illinois State, Arizona State as well, and that's going to fall in. Bacot going in strong. Let me talk about Armando Bacot. I know sometimes fans get frustrated. He's had some up and down games. 9 points against Georgia Tech. Went for 5 and 4 at FSU, just 5 points against Wake Forest. I think he's had a lot of very big moments for this team this year. Big rebounds in particular. The back down by Burns, he swoops and misses.
Obi, honestly, I think that's been the biggest difference in Armando Bacot this season is what he's done defensively. And we've talked about this North Carolina team and how much better they are this season on the defensive end. I think that is anchored by Bacot. So regardless as to numbers, even though he's still the only ACC player averaging a double-double, regardless of the offensive numbers, he has been an anchor for them defensively.
And you'd put him on first team all ACC.
Absolutely, he's on my first team.
Diarra trying an early 3. Coach Keats said if he hits one of those early, he's a different player. Cadeau, nice angle shot off the window. So North Carolina with a 13-11 advantage. The freshman, his first bucket. Hubert Davis going to his bench in a moment. Burns, an outstanding passer. He and Bacot should be entertaining today. No basket there. They wave it off, and a foul before on Armando Bacot.
The battle on the interior is the bigs. It's DJ Burns going up against Armando Bacot. Advantage Burns with the spin move, the reverse layup, and Harrison Ingram.
The work scoreless a couple of nights ago. But, you know, he always believes the sun will come out tomorrow, doesn't he? Despite no points, 0 for 2, 12 minutes, not a single rebound. Just the second time in 152 games going scoreless. This is what he wears around his neck. Should just, you know, even in a rain cloud, that sun's going to come out eventually.
I mean, again, if that's your belief, then, of course, what better way to make sure you show that than to have it encrusted in diamonds? I mean, that's the only way I can see it, OB. DJ Burns blinging coming into the game today.
There are people right now working on their laptops going, where can I get one of those?
Absolutely.
I kind of like that. Already 7 lead changes, and we're barely underway. Morsell went to drive it. Davis in front of him. Shot clock down to 5, and he can't hit. Jalen Washington, 6'10" sophomore, into the fray. He hit the deck. He'll come out and take a high pass from Davis. Harrison Ingram, 7 points right away for North Carolina. And that's going to go the other way. That'll be on Withers against North Carolina with the offensive. Jalen Withers with the foul. So North Carolina by 2. NC State at 17-11, 9-8 in the ACC. They lost at FSU Tuesday. Seminoles shot 60% in a game. That's the highest NC State has allowed all season against an opponent. Here's Horne with a 3. Too strong. Middlebrooks with a big rebound.
Obi, that's something that Hubert Davis talked to you and I about, that they were giving up too many offensive rebounds, even though North Carolina's the top rebounding team in the ACC. He does not like the second chance opportunities they've given up as of late.
O'Connell got the pass to Middlebrooks. He'll kick out for Taylor, and he hits the three.
And that's a prime example. Ben Middlebrooks with the offensive rebound. Patience offensively by the Wolfpack ends up being a three by Taylor, who scored 24 points, the most as he's had in an NC State uniform on Tuesday.
Went from starter to coming off the bench. Kind of a wild effort there by Withers. Carolina one and done. O'Connell, a guy who likes to hit the three as well. Horne with a pull-up mid-range to swish it in.
DJ Horne is going to stay aggressive no matter what. He's going to make North Carolina have to deal with him on each and every possession down the floor.
Washington took the shot, got hit. He'll draw the foul. NC State by 3, and coming up here on ESPN, Virginia and number 10 Duke. That'll be followed by number 4 Tennessee and number 14 Alabama, squaring off in a primetime matchup. So this is a feast for a college basketball fan today, all day.
It absolutely is that. So much great basketball, especially this time of year being played. And of course, you can check it all out here on our ESPN Family Network.
And meaningful games everywhere. Washington out of Gary, Indiana. 63% foul shooter. Harrison Ingram going to the bench for the moment. And the sophomore with number 2. And back to a one-point game. Elliot Cadeau back on the floor here for Hubert Davis to run the offense.
But a different lineup for Hubert Davis. Now he's got 3 reserves on the floor alongside Cadeau and Cormac Ryan, both Armando Bacot and R.J. Davis sitting. That's how much trust Hubert Davis has in his reserve.
Now one of those reserves, Trimble picks it up. He'll drive it and score it. Seth Trimble with the basket.
The best on-ball defender for the Tar Heels, making immediate impact when he checks into the game.
Horne gets free. No. Coming up on 12 minutes to go here. First half from Chapel Hill. Trimble lost the handle. Shot clock at 4. Trimble got to look at it, got to get a shot in the air. He heaves it up there well short, and a shot clock violation. So a sketchy possession there for North Carolina.
Off record, it is because the leadership from the players there did not take the lessons that they learned from Jordan Miller, Isaiah Wong a season ago and pass those down to the younger players.
Oh, great feed inside for the quick strike. Parker Jr. getting in there for the bucket. And once again, it's DJ Burns with that great vision. Miami had such a great year last year. They lost 2 giant leaders, certainly. You know, Miller and Wong made all the difference there, but there was plenty of talent coming back.
But there was also Harlan Beverly and Anthony Walker coming off the bench. And right now what you have for Miami is you've got freshmen coming off the bench trying to step up in the place of veterans when there's injuries going on.
Taylor shot with a miss. I mean, we saw it on Monday night what a great coach Jim Larrañaga is. Kept them in the game. Withers with a nice spin for 2.
Great job by Withers sealing on the inside. Often you don't see that. However, no help. And Seth Trimble placing the basketball only to where his teammate can catch it and go finish.
Back and forth we go. That's the early narrative here. Lead changing hands 11 times already. Rebound there by Cormac Ryan.
Obi, this is one of those games, and it's cliche, but you hear it all the time. With these 2 schools, you throw out the records. It doesn't matter who's having a great season, who's not. When you've got North Carolina and NC State going at it, it's going to always be a battle.
Bacot, a determined move there. He will draw the foul. Let's go inside the play here.
Well, as you see, the defender trying to get on the outside. DJ Burns making the beautiful find. to Dennis Parker cutting along the baseline, who was able to get the easy bucket.
Burns with number 1. So Armando to the line, 77%. And he's playing in his 161st ACC game, tying Virginia's Kihei Clark for the record. 6'11" Brad with another feather in his cap today. Of course, 82 career double-doubles. There's 31 of them in the NCAA tournament. He's tied with the Admiral, David Robinson, with 31 in the tournament in the 80s with Navy. North Carolina on top, 21-18. Horne wants to fire it up and nails another one.
DJ Horne getting to his spots, getting to the mid-range, and a lot of it has to do with the coverage from North Carolina, dropping against pick and rolls, giving him that mid-range jumper and allowing him to get a full head of steam playing against Bacot.
So far, a quiet start for Davis. Cadeau will rip that one for 3. This has been one of the impressive things about North Carolina all season, Corey. They don't necessarily need one guy to be the big scoring star. O'Connell, too strong. At times, both Davis and Bacot have been kind of quiet offensively. Right down the lane, he will lay it in. Harrison Ingram with 9.
Well, there were 2 back-to-back very impressive plays by Elliot Cadeau. He's showing off his shooting touch where he is much improved.
2 for 20 from 3. Ingram was the big guy with 19 rebounds.
But OB, in that matchup, neither team played well offensively, but it was North Carolina's defense that really got them off to the strong 9-0 start in ACC play.
Burns with a misfire in tight. Bacot with a board. DJ Davis without a point so far after getting 21 in the first half against Miami.
But he hasn't forced the issue. He's understood. He's had other guys making plays, specifically Harrison Ingram. And RJ Davis is about winning. He understands that oftentimes he's going to have to be a decoy. He may not be the guy that gets the shot, but he will get his teammates open because of the attention that he draws.
RJ, the top scorer in the conference. 22 a game, the 42-point game against Miami. We also saw him go off for 36 against Wake Forest.
Obi, I was shocked that 42 points only makes your average go up 0.7 points per game. But however, he went from 21.5 down to 21 in the 12-point effort against Virginia. So I guess he wouldn't be too upset about it.
Should be more than that, though.
It absolutely should be. But we've seen a lot of numbers being played around with here as of late.
Well, he was sensational. Horne, yes, sweet 3, 10 points for DJ Horne.
Yeah, and one of the things that we've seen thus far, we've seen DJ Horne playing well, Casey Morcell playing well. Now, Jayden Taylor is able to get involved in the mix in this one. We will see what Kevin Keats hasn't seen all season, which is all 3 of those guards playing well together.
Bacot on Burns. And Diarra with the rebound on the opposite side. Diarra is a guy who's had a really interesting season. He was in the starting lineup, then he wasn't. Oh, nice scoop shot there by Horne. He's kind of getting whatever he wants right now.
He absolutely is, but it's set up by his shooting ability. You have to press up on him, but he has the quickness to get around his defenders, getting to the rim where there was no help waiting.
Davis with the kick. Ryan. Nothing there for him. Shot clock to 10. Cadeau with the drive. It opened up for him and he laid it in.
Just a smart play by Elliot Cadeau, recognizing he got the much bigger defender on him than Diarra and just puts it in, I would say, 5th gear already starting out and just gets right to the rim.
Morcell determined to get a shot up there. Diarra had it knocked out. Davis on the run. Davis to attack and lay it in. His first basket here in the first half.
Kevin Keats told us that he was sure that after watching the game against Florida State on Tuesday, North Carolina would try to race it down the floor against his defense. They struggled to stop the ball, and they struggled to on that possession as well, where RJ got the easy layup.
Taylor, no, yes, it was coming out. and it rolled in.
And
He's got 6.
We called his name. We said if they can get all 3 of these guys going at the same time, this NC State team will be extremely dangerous to defend. And because of that, now 4 of 8 from beyond the arc is a 2-point game.
Davis with the save, got it to Bacot. Working inside, not to be denied. Armando Bacot with 8.
Strong move by Armando Bacot, and the recognition to know that DJ Burns is not going to be able to guard him off the bounce that far away from the rim.
Taylor tucking that shoulder, and he will draw the foul. 6:04 in a fast-moving half where it's gone back and forth. DJ Horne has been the man. He's a 43% shooter from 3, but he can do that too. And RJ Davis off to the races for North Carolina, his first basket.
2 of 3 beyond the 3-point line. He has gotten to a spot and continue to put pressure on North Carolina's defense each and every time down the court. And OB, this is a young man who will not slow down. Only 6 points for him in the first matchup between these two. He was looking for some get back here today.
5 out of 8 from the field, and leading everybody to 12. 6 minutes left in the half. Horne again. Tried to scoop on the other side of the rim.
Another offensive rebound.
Taylor, he'll finish that with a triple.
And just like that, second chance points. That's the second time we've seen Ben Middlebrooks pick up an offensive rebound and ends up with Jayden Taylor knocking down the 3.
As you mentioned, 24 on Tuesday against Florida State for Jayden Taylor. Ingram wants to operate with a fall away. Likes that shot and does it sweetly.
He's been the guy offensively for North Carolina. Harrison Ingram off to a big start, and they've needed him in all those points, considering RJ Davis only with 2 points here in this first half.
Both teams in this rivalry game are shooting the ball well in the first half. Horne giving off for Middlebrooks. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Horne with a miss. Davis trying to put it in another gear, and he'll draw the foul out high. Okay, what an ESPN women's basketball triple header we have here tomorrow. Final games of the regular season. South Carolina looking to make history and finish undefeated when they square off against Tennessee at noon. And number 17 Notre Dame will be hosting number 22 Louisville. The afternoon capped off a rivalry game between Duke and North Carolina.
Some great matchups tomorrow on the women's side. South Carolina trying to complete another undefeated season.
Question is, can anybody touch them? The runner off the window and the stop by Ingram.
Another question is, can anyone do anything with Harrison Ingram right now? 13 points for him already in this first half. But over, you mentioned it earlier. It doesn't have to be RJ Davis. 2 games ago was Cormac Ryan at Virginia. Of course, RJ with 42, and then it's been Harrison Ingram here for the Heels this afternoon.
Taylor again swishes it in from 3-point land.
RJ Davis has not made many mistakes throughout this season, but there was one right there. He closed out short on a guy who was already on a heater.
Ryan airmailing that pass, picked off Morsell. Davis trying to cover him. Morsell, a tough guard at times. Diarra. And it hung on the iron and dropped in. Look for all the world like that one was kicking out his first 3 points.
OB, the Wolfpack making themselves very comfortable here in the Dean E. Smith Center. Now taking a lead on another 3-pointer that used every part of the rim.
Washington, and a whistle before the shot. Foul against the Wolfpack with 3:37 to go in what has been an entertaining half.
Harrison Ingram off to a great start for the Heels. Following it up with
more points ahead, right? After that game.
I'm an ACC guy. We have discovered this week how certain conferences, I won't say names, have been manipulating the net. You can absolutely change numbers. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. Scott Van Pelt had a great discussion, a great dialogue with himself, really, about all of that, and it's worth discussion here, too, at some point today.
Brad Brownell put him on game.
Yeah. Brad Brown. Out of the pack. Here comes Horne. The bounce for Burns. Burns into the blue lane, and another one. It catches all sorts of iron.
How many friendly rolls have the Wolfpack gotten here in the unfriendly confines of the Dean E. Smith Center? This is a place where they're not very well liked. However, these rims have loved it.
That's no lie. 8-0 run here for the Pack. And a three-point advantage. Ingram swings. Trimble drives it. And a whistle. With 8 on the shot clock, 2:50 left in the half. ABC NBA Saturday primetime. The matchup is the Nuggets squaring off against the Lakers at 8:30 Eastern time. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8 o'clock. The great Roy and or the Swedish national coach, however you want to look at it. I mean, I love that sweater.
I'll tell you what, as long as Argyle, you can wear it here. Argyle is the flavor in Chapel Hill.
Burns with his second foul. Trimble to the line. Career record against NC State, just 38-5.
But here's the thing, OB. Now, of course, we had the rivals reunited when you talk about Coach K and Roy Williams. But for Roy Williams, he will tell you his rival is NC State. You got to remember that Roy Williams went to the University of North Carolina. He was a student here, and he always, not that he didn't get up for the Duke games, but he was always ready to go against NC State because he understood what the rivalry was in the 70s and early 80s between the Wolfpack and the Heels.
O'Connell. Here's Middlebrooks. Shot clock at 5. Kicked it out to Diarra. Down to 2 now.
I'm not sure anyone knows about the shot clock.
And it will expire. Just their second turnover. They don't turn it over very much anyway.
They do not. What they did against Florida State, that was one of the things that did them in on Tuesday, but Kevin Keith's group has done a much better job here. North Carolina only 2 points off turnovers and only 2 turnovers for NC State throughout this game.
NC State 9.6 turnovers a game, number 15 in Division I. They're 12-4 when they have less than 10 in a game. Bacot. Armando drawing some contact. Under 2 to play before the break here at Chapel Hill. And NC State with a 2-point lead. O'Connell slamming on the brakes. Horne runs Davis right into the screen, keeps on motoring and banks it in.
Love the patience by Horne on that possession, waiting for the help to evacuate the area before he goes to the basket, kissing it high off the glass.
DJ Horne, 14 points. This is the biggest lead for NC State today. Bacot setting the screen. Horne interfering with the play, and it's going to be NC State to come up with a basketball. These rims, the one on our immediate left, has been very friendly to the Wolfpack.
A number of times, OB. Look at how much of the rim is being used on these made shots. And there have been about 4 to 5 of them already in this first half. I got a feeling this opposite rim is not going to be as friendly in the second half where all the students are.
NC State has made 7 out of 11 from 3. Four to get off a shot, swished in by O'Connell.
I was going to say on the earlier possession, O'Connell's going to have to be more of a factor on offense. It's got to be a threat because North Carolina hasn't even guarded him. And on the second possession, he comes up and knocks down the mid-range.
12-1 run for the Pack in about 4 minutes. Davis kind of been turned off offensively. Bojic in a game. He'll pull, and that won't fall. And certainly the Wolfpack have the momentum as of right now. They have quieted the big crowd a little bit too here at the Smith Center. About a 4-second difference between the game and shot clock. Horne's had a hot half. Two-pointer. Got that. And give him 16.
He ran back down the floor, rocking the baby. DJ Horne is on one right now here with the win.
We'll see if the Wolfpack continues their run. 14-1 run to end that first half and grab this 8-point advantage. DJ Horne with the basketball. He's been a star. The handoff from Morcell. Morcell with a turnaround, sinks it.
But just patient, getting into the paint, allowing the crowd to walk away, picking up someone else, and leaving Casey Morcell by himself to knock down the 10-foot jumper.
Well, the key for Carolina might be R.J. Davis, who was silenced by the Wolfpack. Ryan from the corner, or it might be him. A couple of games ago, he had 18.
Big bucket for Cormac Ryan to start the second half. North Carolina's going to need his shooting because they have lost the battle from the three-point arc significantly.
Long one on the way, that'll clang off the iron. That didn't happen very often for the Pack in the first half. In fact, the rim was very friendly.
I believe Armando Bacot's got to get his opportunities in this half to be able to go at DJ Burns. Takes advantage of it on that possession. You've got to make DJ Burns have to defend Armando to wear him down so he's not as good offensively.
Bacot with 10. And the crowd on their feet. They want to be a factor in the second half. Burns handing off for Horne. The Horne shot won't connect. Battle for it there, and it's off the Pack. And back over to Carolina. North Carolina with just one loss at home this season at 12-1 here at the Dean Smith Center. They did have a pair of stumbles, like when they were number 3 and they lost to Syracuse in February. And a whistle with 18:08 to go here in the second half.
It'll be interesting to see what the call is here. I'm not sure if that was a double foul or what. Bill Covington, he was right on top of it.
Hubert Davis is hopping mad.
Yeah, that's going to be a double foul. So no free throws, no advantage either way. And I like that because Bill Covington recognizing the type of rivalry this is. You got to make sure you keep this game clean.
That was on Horne and Cormac Ryan.
As you see Ryan with the first blow delivered, Horne with the second one. I like that call, not giving either team the advantage from giving the foul to one on the other, going with the double foul.
And maybe settle things down right now. Harrison Ingram. Ingram with a fall away. Not this time.
Great job defensively by Diarra on that possession. One running Ingram off the three-point line, but then defending him in the post.
Burns really wanted it, flipped it up there. The tap won't fall. Ingram wants to push it. Downstairs for Bacot on the spin, and it won't fall. He missed the slam. That's an NC State rim. There's no question about it.
That rim has been in favor of the Wolfpack all afternoon long.
Diarra from the corner. One and done. Davis had just 2 points in the first half, coming off 42 points on Monday. Cadeau with the bounce. Beautifully done there for Ingram.
Elliot Cadeau just so under control when he gets into the painted area. The easy dump off to Harrison Ingram who gets the 2-foot layup.
Burns at the foul line, shooting over Bacot, no. Ingram wants the triple. Cadeau stepping in, And a foul will go against Morcell, and tempers flaring a bit again.
Obi, I told you these two programs do not like each other. It doesn't take but a small spark to start a fire between these two teams. And this matchup goes way, way back.
Now Casey Morcell reaching in.
But I'll be completely honest. That was not Morcell who incited that. That was Elliot Cadeau. Because Casey Morcell got his hand caught in the cookie jar, and while his hand is caught in the cookie jar, Elliot Cadeau tries to take his hand out of the cookie jar.
Morcell did get his second foul.
Yeah, Cadeau got to say, yeah. Morcell got the foul, but it's going to be interesting to see what the officials come back with.
Yep, they're at the monitor.
Because if we look at the replay, we'll see.
Yeah, Bill Covington, Clarence Armstrong, Jeffrey Clark. We'll see what they come up with. Anything extra? The Tobacco Road rivalry between Morcell and Cadeau. And Bill Covington came over and explained after they took a look on the monitor, there will be nothing more than the common foul.
There will be nothing more than the common foul. It escalated. However, when you get a chance to look at the Tobacco Road rivalry, you think about Duke, NC State, North Carolina combined 13 national championships. As we see Cadeau attacking the basket, 50 combined ACC tournament titles between the three schools. And of course, the 4,711 combined wins between the three schools. The rivalries between these three schools run deep. NC State here in Chapel Hill today. Their next game Monday night will be at home against the Duke Blue Devils. It's a strong possibility where Kevin Keats and his team can find themselves into the NCAA tournament field if they can come away with 2 wins today and Monday. Going to be tough. These rivalries definitely run deep.
But they did it last year.
They did it last year.
They beat North Carolina. They beat Duke. Incidentally, the second half has started. North Carolina grabbing the momentum, a 9-2 run. And 9-0 in the last 3 minutes and 14 seconds. DJ Burns just picked up foul number 3. Horne going in strong and takes a hit. And the 6'2 grad is off to the foul line where he makes 84%. So we'll see how big that is for the big fella, the 6'9 grad out of Rockdale, South Carolina. 3 fouls.
But I will say this, OB. Kevin Keats has the luxury of having Ben Middlebrooks, who transferred over from Clemson, who has experience in the ACC and can come in, and the production does not drop off. He's not the offensive threat. However, and I gotta be quiet right now because they got cookies on the line with a possible missed free throw.
If he misses this one. No cookies yet. Those, by the way, NC State's first foul shots. And a 2-point game. We had 12 lead changes in the first half. Cadeau with a blow-by. Scoops it in! And drew the foul. Switching hands there perfectly. And a spectacular basket. He'll be at the line.
But I love the way Elliot Cadeau has responded from the little scuffle that they had going into timeout. The second time he's attacked the basket. This time he gets the hoop and the harm. Opportunity to get to the line, not only for the free throw, but to regain the lead for the Tar Heels.
Taylor with the personal. An acrobatic shot. Tapped out. And a race for that. Horne gets to everybody first. Swatted away. Tiara tried for the bank. And a whistle.
Back Ryan making the hustle play. And you see the tap out by Harrison Ingram. But DJ Horne wins the race. Quarterback Ryan wins the battle, getting back, blocking the shot. However, DR running the floor picks up the foul against Armando Bacot.
His second. Mohamed Diarra with another one on the way, just 61% there. And they're up again looking for cookies. Well, he has him right on the edge, doesn't he?
Well, now that we bring up cookies, you know, they didn't have the same cookies here from when were we here, Monday?
Yes.
And I was actually missing those cookies pregame.
They were delicious. Here's Davis. Got it. RJ on the money from three-point land.
That's his spot, OB. We've seen him knock that down not only for his career-high 36 against Wake Forest, but also to get a career-high 42 on Monday night. He loves that spot.
Taylor trying to wriggle free, and he takes a hit. Jayden Taylor takes the foul. Take a look.
RJ Davis really faking the screen. Pushes Casey Morsell into the screen. The pump fake, the sidestep dribble to knock down the three ball. But RJ Davis checking to make sure he's got all 32 up top, OB, simply because he took a shot to the chops where he got the foul against Taylor on the last play.
Davis made 7 triples on Monday against Miami. Making sure that jaw's in working order. So Taylor for the tie. Trying to make it 51 all here at Chapel Hill. 14 points for Jayden Taylor, who's been coming off the bench to transfer after 2 years at Butler. He has become a big factor for Kevin Keats.
Harrison Ingram's got to get in the post on this one.
Nice spin, going in strong but denied. Picked up by Horne. He wants to romp.
And right now, Horne has a mismatch. North Carolina's zoning up to watch it. Trying to give Withers help.
A stumble by Taylor, went down to his knees. Davis diving in there, trying to break it up. It comes free to North Carolina. Ingram to Trimble. Davis. Will he own the second half? The pass underneath, and that's going to be finished up by Withers.
Great cut by Jalen Withers to find himself in scoring position. And RJ Davis keeping his eyes up. Finding an open teammate right under the basket to regain the lead for the Tar Heels.
RJ with 4 assists. Horne trying to force that shot. Fight for the rebound. It comes to Morsell. Can't bank it in. He wins it back again. It spins out. The tip won't drop. And out it goes. Wolfpack will retain.
Remember our conversation about how friendly this rim was going to be in the second half? It has not been friendly at all to the Wolfpack. 2 point-blank opportunities as Taylor goes down, but look at the bodies on the floor. That's the ACC Player of the Year on the floor after a loose ball. It tells you about this rivalry.
And no foul in there. NC State 0 for their last 9. Morsell trying to end that. Can't. And it's going to be tipped out, and again the Wolfpack will have it. 53-51. Frenetic here in the second half, to put it mildly.
But I can tell you right now, both these teams are battling. OB, you watch a game like this, and you mean to tell me that only 5 teams out of this league should be in the NCAA tournament? Come on, you got to be kidding.
Certainly not going to make that statement.
You take NC State and you put them in a different conference, this team is in the top 5 of the other conference.
Morsell in heavy traffic. He takes a hit. Casey Morsell, the 6'3" grad. Former Virginia Cavalier, fouled by Jalen Washington, his first. North Carolina, #1 rebounding team in the conference. #1 in offensive rebounding as well, but NC State is beating them at their game to this point.
They have been attacking the offensive glass with reckless abandon. And again, whenever you're going to go up against a team that's a great offensive rebounding team, the best way to do it is give them a taste of their own medicine, and that's what the Wolfpack have done here. Kevin Keats talked to us pregame about how they were going to go about attacking this, and this game has gone according to plan for Coach Keats and the staff. And I got to give Kevin Keats a lot of credit for the way he has coached this team throughout this year. To be 9-8 in this league, that is significant. He deserves a lot of credit for the way he's brought this team along with the transfers and also the young players.
The standings in the ACC. North Carolina 14-3. A game up on Duke. Where's the giant meeting still remaining between those two rivals? And Virginia, Clemson, Wake, Syracuse, Pitt. Every time I look at Pittsburgh, I think the eye test tells me they're an NCAA tournament team.
Well, I believe they are NCAA tournament team. And I think that they would be if it weren't for the narrative that says that the ACC is down.
O'Connell. Davis staying home defensively with the deny. Ingram back for Davis. Here it comes. Around and out. And Bill Covington will call a foul here against North Carolina.
Now, Ingram's got to be careful on that one. Throwing the basketball off after not getting the call going his way. Bill Covington showing his patience with that one, but that's one where it should be a delay.
Yeah, foul will be on Jalen Washington, number 2. Keats is going to get the big guy, Diarra, back on the floor here in a moment. Under 13. Off the fake. Parker gave it up. 12:52 to go. And a rare turnover here for NC State.
But great job by Harrison Ingram. Being right on the spot as Dennis Parker spins. He spins right into Harrison Ingram, who has great hands, coming up with that steal, regaining possession for the Tar Heels.
Morcell with his 3rd, along with 7 points. 4 turnovers so far for the Wolfpack. That is how they stay in most games, with very low turnover totals. But they've shot the ball a lot better in this game in particular. That first half, they were sizzling. Kevin Keats told us about an hour or so before the game, I like the way my team's playing offensively right now.
He really does, and they're doing this right now with Ben Middlebrooks, who's the better defender on the floor. But offensively, DJ Burns is the guy.
Dribble and a foul here against the Pack.
It'll be interesting to see how long Kevin Keats goes without DJ Burns and keeps Middlebrooks on the floor. He's had a lot of trust in both these big men. However, as North Carolina starts to storm back and now they've taken this lead, we may see DJ Burns back in the lineup soon because NC State needs his offensive production.
As much as anything, they need his passing and his ability to draw the double. I mean, he seeks that double.
But the difference when you're playing against North Carolina, Hubert Davis trusts Armando Bacot. So they're going to guard him straight up. This is one of the very few teams that are not going to double team, as we see DJ Burns checking in, now coming back into the game. And a great decision by Kevin Keats, knowing with the media timeout coming, but more importantly, you're doing it on an offensive possession.
Middlebrooks heading to the bench. And Trimble can't hit on that one off the back iron.
Now, Obi, here's the thing. You don't bring Burns off the bench to pass around the perimeter. The big fella has to get his hands on the basketball on this possession.
Body to body on Bacot, rolling. Airmailed that one. North Carolina ahead 54-52. Cadeau penetrating, left it short. Bacot got his hand on it and swatted it out.
And even though DJ Burns was unable to get a bucket on the last one, Obi, I'm going right back to him on this possession because you have to make Armando Bacot defend on this end of the floor to try to wear him down to keep that energy off the glass. Look at NC State in the second half. 8% from the field. I don't care who you are. You're not winning a game shooting that poorly in the second half.
Loose ball, Carolina with it. NC State tried to save, couldn't do it. Bacot well away from the basket.
But they're trying to get the mismatch. Harrison Ingram with Horne guarding him down low.
Ingram got free and a whistle. And Harrison Ingram fouled by Burns, and that'll be his 4th. So number 4 on DJ Burns. Big development here. North Carolina leading by a couple. Greats everywhere you look.
Absolutely. George Lynch checking out, and of course, Antoine Jamison. And you know what's so crazy, OB, when you look at the numbers, Antoine Jamison did all his damage in 3 years. And that's the thing. It's so many different criteria for these North Carolina legends. Of course, Phil Ford, arguably the best point guard to ever play in the ACC, one of the best of all time in college basketball. But then you consider Antoine Jamison, who he and Vince Carter went back-to-back in the NBA draft. Antoine Jamison was the college star between those two guys. He was the franchise player here in North Carolina. Part of the reason why his jersey hangs in the rafters.
56-52 North Carolina. O'Connell drives. No finish. Middlebrooks came away with it though. And a second effort. Horne will fire it up. Horne got it back.
Another offensive rebound.
Taylor off the back iron.
And Taylor made all of those threes off offensive rebounds in the first half, unable to get that one to go.
NC State 0 for their last 15. Bacot. And hit it. And a foul as well, Middlebrooks. So Armando headed to the line.
But that's the difference between when you're playing against Ben Middlebrooks and you're playing against DJ Burns. We've seen Burns be physical with Armando Bacot. Ben Middlebrooks, although he's experienced, does not have the strength to defend Armando Bacot that low. Bacot with the bucket, an opportunity to stretch this lead out to 7 for the Heels. And it's been a major comeback for the Tar Heels to start the second half.
And this with DJ Burns on the bench for the Wolfpack, saddled with 4 fouls. And a 21-7 run. North Carolina adding to that, and on top 59-52.
And now the Tar Heels 13 of 16 from the line, taking care of business at the free throw line where they lead the ACC with 18 made free throws a game. Struggled against Miami from the line, especially late in the game.
Wolfpack needs DJ Horne, who had a big first half, and will draw the foul. Coming up here on ESPN, it's Virginia and number 10 Duke. That'll be followed by number 4 Tennessee and number 14 Alabama in the primetime matchup at 8 o'clock tonight. Cormac Ryan just collected his third. And it'll be Horne to the line. He's shooting a 1-and-1.
Of course, whenever you think about the matchups here on Tobacco Road this weekend alone, you've got these two rivals going at it, and then a budding rivalry in Virginia and Duke. And I always think about the matchup coming up next Saturday, and we had an opportunity to watch the rivals revisited. Wes Durham doing a great job sitting down with both Coach K and Roy Williams for a riveting hour interview in front of a live studio audience. That was probably the best part about it, in my opinion.
Cool, actually. Enjoyed that tremendously. Cadeau trying to split the defense and takes a hit. Just over 10 minutes to play, and North Carolina leading 59-53. They were down 8 at halftime. Middlebrooks with number 3. And North Carolina with a 1-on-1. Cadeau 10 points, 64% at the free throw line.
OB, Roy Williams, of course, a mainstay. We know where to find him in this building. But I got to ask, Coach, are you going to be in Durham next Saturday for that matchup? Because Roy has made it to a number of away games this year. We saw him in Miami. We've seen him in Pittsburgh. We've seen him in different spots.
Sure.
For when the Tar Heels are playing. I wonder if he's going to go over and be in the crowd at Durham next week.
13 for Cadeau. North Carolina breathing a little easier here all of a sudden. NC State missing 15 straight shots has had much to do with it. Horne just gave it up.
But this is the North Carolina defense that we watched during the 10-game winning streak that took place from December 20th to January 28th for the Tar Heels, where they were elite defensively, holding ACC teams to under 60 points, especially on the road on a nightly basis. We got another mix-up.
Cormac Ryan went down hard there as he got tangled up. He is on his feet, but in some pain.
And grabbing at his midsection on that one. And again, this is just basketball. I'm hoping they won't waste the time going over to look at this as you see Horne and Cormac Ryan get mixed up. It's just a basketball, two guys going at it. Horne trying not to allow Cormac Ryan to have his spot. But I love the fact that they're not even bothering to waste their time going over. The officials had a great eye on this the entire time.
DJ Horne's third. So Ryan trying to shake that off. The sixth-year man, 87% foul shooter.
And no flop there by Cormac Ryan. And the only reason I bring that up is because I got to give it to my guy, Bill Covington, who flopped at Boston College earlier this week, OB. The official.
He did go down.
My guy, Cov, immediately goes down. Orlando Vandross stands up, calling out a play on the sideline for Virginia. Cov gets tapped on the chin. He goes down like he got hit with a sack of bricks. I could not wait to see Cub when he walked into the arena today, OB, to make sure he know I saw him flop.
North Carolina 19 for 22 at the foul line on the day. And that lead is bolstered to 10. About 10 minutes in between making shots. Trying to snap it 0 for 15 and a shove and an offensive on Casey Morsell, number 4.
But give Elliot Cadeau a lot of credit for sliding his feet and getting into legal guarding position. Casey Morsell, as you see the right arm extends, that is an offense. However, if you're old school ACC, you know it's going to be physical when you got the Tar Heels and the Wolfpack mixing it up. The rivalry has been renewed here once again. Kevin Keatts' team, 58% from the field, 2 turnovers in the first half to 6%. That almost seems impossible, OB. 5 turnovers. They've missed their last 15 field goal attempts here in the second half.
1 for 16 since halftime. Cadeau penetrates, left it short. Ingram springing in for the rebound.
But that's what Ingram did in the first matchup. 19 rebounds for him, 6 of those on the offensive glass.
Is Ingram open for a 3? 20 points for him today. NC State does not like seeing number 55 for North Carolina.
They don't, OB. I didn't get my workout in this morning, of course, so I could always eat cookies. Who's in there? Tyrus Ingram getting the workout in pregame.
Taylor with a good answer with the triple.
Harrison Ingram's dad beat me to the workout room, OB. He was in full sweat beforehand. And I'm sure, as you mentioned, his son was getting up shots at 10 a.m. already. So the work ethic comes from dad, and it has paid off here for the Heels.
Harrison was working hard early on, and that one kicked out. It'll stay on this end with 8:31 to go, and North Carolina ahead by 10. They were down 8 at the break. But they have buckled down defensively on the Wolfpack. And one of NC State's top guys, DJ Burns, and the passing game that he brings is saddled with 4 fouls. He is on the bench.
And when Kevin Keatts brought DJ Burns in, it was really for about a 30-second stretch that he wanted to try to get to the next media timeout. Unfortunately, DJ Burns got that foul, which took us to the media timeout, and now has had to watch.
Davis got it. Knocking back a 3. North Carolina, number 1 in the ACC, with a 1-game lead over Duke, with 3 to play, including today. Morsell trying to bring the pack back. A line driver for 2.
Much needed bucket. Casey Morsell getting to the mid-range, knocking down the jump shot. And this NC State team's not going to go away. Now that they've got the seal off the basket, they know that the basketball will go through that rim. That should give them a little bit of confidence here in the second half.
Davis catches, fires, and a foul. In the act of hitting that three, trying to hit it. 69-58. Morcell with foul number 5. Davis, always ready, always willing, and oh, so dangerous. 10.5. Boy, Beekman's just had not only a great passing season, spectacular defensive year.
And of course, the most Rookie of the Week award goes to Carlton Bub Carrington, who has 4. However, I'm not sure that he will be the Rookie of the Year. There's a young man out of Notre Dame by the name of Marcus Burton who probably gets my vote as we look at bracketology with Joe Lunardi in the ACC bracketology, which I don't agree with about half of this. However, I may be a little biased, and I do understand that our guy, Joey Brackets, is going by the numbers, and I completely respect that. However, when you look at these teams, and I believe the committee will look at this, and you'll say Wake Forest, Pittsburgh, even Syracuse, if you take them and you put them in the Mountain West Conference, these are top 3 teams. The depth of the ACC is the reason why they're in the middle of the pack of this league, and I believe the committee members will take that into consideration when they're making these decisions on Selection Sunday.
You realize, Corey, that if in fact, as we mentioned, we're sell down at 5, if in fact the ACC lands only 5 bids, that'll be the 3rd straight year. That's only 15 NCAA tournament bids in 3 years.
And you know what that would also mean? That we'll continue to send teams to the Final Four like we have the last 2 years. 3 teams in the last 2 years. 2 seasons ago, both North Carolina and Duke, and then Miami last year.
Coming up on 7 minutes to go. North Carolina 71, NC State 58. A dramatic turnaround here in the second half in the Tar Heels' favor. Ingram has led the charge with 20 points, blocked by Diarra. Plenty of time left, though, for the Pack, if they can find the shooting eye they had in the first 20 minutes. Taylor reversing field, scoops it in.
Tell you what, he has been dynamite off the bench. Now 19 points for Taylor. With Casey Morcell out of the game, they're going to need not only him on the offensive end, but defensively, because Casey Morcell was the guy taking the challenge of guarding R.J. Davis.
The Pack with 2 starters riding the bench right now for different reasons. Ingram is the open man. And a rebound picked off by Taylor, the 6'4 junior. He wants to drive it, and he'll draw the foul by Ingram, who stopped the clock with 6 minutes, 16 seconds left. Ingram with his first personal. So the Pack heading to the line, trailing by 11. They went stone cold for the longest stretch. At one point, they missed 15 in a row. And Taylor will drop in number 1, and with the ACC tournament just a week and a half away, our last regular season Tuesday doubleheader is coming up, especially big. 7 o'clock. Number 9 North Carolina and Notre Dame, and then Georgia Tech squaring off against Wake Forest on the ACC network and the ESPN app.
I'll be back in my home away from home, OB, sitting right in this chair in the Deanie Smith Center for the Notre Dame game with my guy Wes Durham and, of course, Jimmy Brackett, a.k.a. Jim Boeheim.
Your other guy.
My other guy.
Ron Middlebrooks colliding there with Davis. 5:51 to go. North Carolina ball. And Syracuse had a wonderful ceremony on Jim Boeheim Court at the Dome to honor the legendary head coach. And I know you've had a ball working with him.
Absolutely have. And again, you know, the craziest part is you have to make him go to stuff like that. He doesn't want to be there, you know, to receive his flowers. He wants to just watch basketball.
Little bump there, and it's going to be a travel before that on Elliot Cadeau. Hasn't done much wrong in this one.
No, he has not. Only the second turnover for Cadeau to go along with the 7 assists. So he has been special distributing the basketball. 13 points for Cadeau also. As he continues to grow, that's the area where at this point in the season now, you don't really look at him as a freshman point guard. He's just the point guard of this team now because he's grown into that role.
DJ Horne has been silenced in the second half by the Carolina D. Can he get going again? Boy, that's a tough drive. Heavy traffic for two. Give him 20. 16 came in the first half.
Now this is the time of the game, OB. We watched North Carolina on Monday with a 13-point lead struggle to finish out the game against Miami. Hubert Davis told us it's better to learn those lessons in a win than to lose those games. We'll see if North Carolina can finish this game the right way now with this double-digit lead.
They're way downtown, but that clangs away. Harrison Ingram leading the way, 22 for North Carolina. Ryan will get it downstairs to Bacot. Poked away. That was DR from behind.
Yeah, great job by DR using his hands on that possession because he is outmanned on the block by Bacot, who probably outweighs him by 30 pounds.
And that'll go the other way, and Keats is up in arms. Bill Covington calling the foul against the Wolfpack, and Ben Middlebrooks. And he's in deep trouble at 4. And the foul situation has become serious here for the Pack.
But what I like, OB, is you see Armando Bacot having a conversation with Elliot Cadeau. Then Harrison Ingram goes over and says something to Elliot Cadeau. Because Cadeau has been complaining to the officials about the calls. And so the veterans are going to their young point guard saying, hey, leave them alone. Keep playing, doing what you do best. Don't allow that to distract you from our overall goal.
And a timeout for North Carolina. Cadeau, by the way, with 7 assists in this one.
Harrison Ingram has had himself an afternoon. Knocks down the
seconds to play. He hit a couple of big foul shots. Tar Heels tied the game when Walter Davis took a half-court pass from Mitch Kupchak that banked in. As time expired, Tar Heels went on to win in overtime.
Classic game, OB. That was a year, maybe I was 9 months old at that time in '74. But I do know that even though that was a great game, neither of those were the best teams. The best team in '74 is also celebrating a 50th anniversary of a national championship. That would be the second greatest ACC player of all time, maybe the greatest, and one David Thompson and the NC State Wolfpack.
O'Connell out high. Well, NC State needs some of that magic right now. Down by 10. Horne trying to penetrate. He'll heave it up there and an air ball.
But those shots were going down in the first half for Horne. Unable to get much going here. Only 4 points for him in the second half of this game. Give North Carolina a lot of credit for what they've done defensively.
Bacot rolling, spinning. No. On the outlet, here's O'Connell for a 3. He hits it.
Big bucket. Now it's a 7-point game.
And a timeout. This is going to be a 30-second timeout. 73-6. Miami when they were up 13, and Miami had a chance down the stretch to win that game.
They absolutely did, OB. And I asked Hubert Davis this morning how long did it take him to get over that finish Monday. And he looked us squarely in the eye and said, I'm still not over it. Simply because he did not like the way his team finished the game. The missed free throws, the turnovers, giving up the basketball against pressure. And he knows that NC State's going to come in and pressure them if they are down at this stage of the game. But it's something that the Tar Heels have worked on all week.
To this point, North Carolina's biggest lead today has been 13. Up top for Cadeau. The kick for Ingram. Rebound comes out high, but a whistle. 2:49 to play. And we'll march to the other end on the foul against Carolina, and Cormac Ryan, number 4. And it'll be O'Connell shooting a 1-and-1. He is one of the better free throw shooters for the Wolfpack, 83%.
And that's going to be the 4th foul on Cormac Ryan. And you go back to the first half when DJ Horne was able to get off of those 16 points. A lot of it had to do with the fact that Cormac Ryan was on the bench in foul trouble. And so now Ryan with those 4 fouls, as NC State makes this a 6-point game opportunity for O'Connell to be able to get it done. We talked about how Horne has struggled in the second half, OB. Give Cormac Ryan a lot of credit for that struggle.
O'Connell makes the pair. 5-point game. Harrison Ingram finds Davis. Davis takes the foul. And a 90% foul shooter hit by Taylor, number 2. So take a look back on Monday night against Miami. Now they win the game, but they looked very comfortable with about 4 minutes left, very similar to this one. Miami went on a 13-2 run, cut it to 2. In fact, had the ball. North Carolina missed 4 of their last 7 foul shots, but did hang on to win.
And they were saved by 2 offensive rebounds off of those missed free throws down the stretch. Miami could not get the basketball back because they could not secure the defensive rebound. And Hubert Davis talked about it when they watched film. He showed his team those, but he also said, hey guys, we won a national championship in 2017 by getting 2 of those plays, so that's a positive as well.
Horne flips it up, left it short. Bacot grabbing the rebound. Bacot 7 rebounds in this one. Came in averaging 10.5, number 1 in the ACC. Davis with a shot clock to 8. Davis around the back, fires. Got it.
It hasn't been a big-time scoring game for R.J. Davis. However, 12 second-half points has helped him to propel his team to a 9-point lead.
Taylor Brooks trying to find a guard, Taylor. And Taylor shoved by Ryan. And that's number 5 on Cormac Ryan. So the 6'5" grad is done with 1:32 to go. He has fouled out.
And this is R.J. Davis' time. Getting into his bag, going behind the back, no push off on that possession, getting to the mid-range, knocking down the field goal. And R.J. Davis, who of course is public enemy number 1 on every team scouting report, just able to go out and make an individual play for a big bucket for the Tar Heels.
He's made a lot of those this season.
But you look at the free throw discrepancy in this game, and that's North Carolina basketball. They win that battle. They get more attempts and more makes than anyone in the ACC from the free throw line, but a lot of it has to do with the way they attack the paint.
Can the Wolfpack force a turnover? Well, they're going to right here. Davis is stepping on the line.
And if there's one place on the floor, OB, that you never want to go to, this is it. Because you basically have 4 defenders. When you cross, you've got the sideline. You've got 1-2 defenders in the trap, but you've also got that half-court line. Ends up being the 8th turnover for the Tar Heels.
Who will answer now for the pack? It's Taylor leaning in, left it well short. He was demanding a foul. No whistle on the play. 7-point lead coming up on 1 minute to go. And Davis will slow it down for the Tar Heels. Under a minute now. 10 to shoot. R.J. Davis. Davis on the drive. Bounces. No. Rebound tipped and mishandled by the Wolfpack. It will be North Carolina ball with 44 seconds to play.
And that's the best case scenario for North Carolina, the worst case scenario for NC State, because you guarded for pretty much the entire 30 seconds of the shot clock. And you force R.J. Davis into a tough shot, which he misses, but you can't come up with the defensive board.
They come out on Davis. He'll swing it to Bacot. Bacot denied by Middlebrooks.
Great play defensively by Middlebrooks.
Got to get a shot in the air. The scoop is up and in by Cadeau, who's really been an unsung hero today.
He has. Now 15 points for Cadeau. We talked about the assist-to-turnover ratio, and that could be the dagger.
O'Connell airmails it. And that will lock it up here as North Carolina hangs on in the end. And it will knock off their rivals, NC State. 79-70 the score. North Carolina continues to roll. They are now 23-6 and 15-3 in the ACC.
North Carolina continues to take care of business. Tough